Hi everyone, myself Harina AS, Assistant Professor in the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science in Vellalar Engineering College. In this presentation, we are going to discuss about the storage class in C. Storage class of the variable define the scope and a lifetime of the variable and also the function declared within a C program. The storage class gives the information about the variable, which part of a memory where storage space will be allocated for that variable or a function, and also it specifies the how long the storage allocation will be continue to exit for the function or a program. It also specifies whether the variable or a function has an internal or external or no linkage. It specifies whether the variable will be automatically initialized to 0 or any indeterminate value. There are four types of a primary storage class in a C. They are auto, register, static and then extern. The auto storage class specifier is used to explicitly declare a variable with automatic storage. It is a default storage class for a variable declared inside the block. All local variable declared within a function belongs to automatic storage class by default. They should be declared at the start of the program block. Memory of the variable is automatically allocated upon a entry to the block and freed automatically upon a exit to the block. The scope of the variable is a local to the block in which it is declared. Every time the block is entered, the value of the variable declared with the initializer is initialized. The auto variable are stored in a primary memory of a computer. If the auto variable are not initialized at the time of declaration, then they contain some garbage value. The following code use an auto integer. Here we use a auto keyword in front of the integer x. This is an optional one because defaultly it is a default storage class. While auto is a default storage class for all local variable, but static is a default storage class for all global variable. Static variable have a lifetime over the entire program. That is, memory for the static variable is allocated when the program begin running and it is freed when the program terminate. The memory location for the static variable is a RAM. In this code, we use a static specifier. Static variable always retain a value between a call. Unlike a local variable, it can't reinitialize all time using in this function. It always remembers that function. A register storage class. When a variable is declared using a register as its storage class, it is stored in a CPU register instead of a memory. Since the variable is stored in a RAM, the maximum size of the variable is equal to the register size. One drawback of using a register variable is that they cannot be operated using a unary operator because it does not have a memory location associated with it. Register variable are used when a quick access to the variable is needed. It is not always necessary that the register variable will be stored in the register. Programmer can only suggest the compilers to store these variable in the register which are used repeatedly or whose access times are critical. In case the compiler rejects the request to store the variable in a register, the variable is treated as having the storage class specifier auto. Like auto variable, register variable also have an automatic storage duration. The register variable is declared in the following manner only: register and then date variable type. Each time a block is entered, the storage for a variable register variable defined in the block are accessible and momentum the block is exit. The variable became no longer accessible for a use. The last type of the storage class is extern. A large C program can be broken down into a smaller program. When these smaller programs are compiled, they are joined together to form a large program. However, this smaller program may need to share a certain variable for processing. For such situation, C language provide external storage classes that specify using the keyword extern. The storage class extern is used to give a reference of a global variable that is visible to all the program file. Such global variable are declared like any other variable in one of the program file. When there are multiple file in a program and you need to run a particular function or a variable in a file apart from which it is declared, then we use a keyword extern. To declare the variable extern, we write extern and then corresponding data type and then variable name. External variable may be declared outside any function in the source code file as any other variable is declared, but usually external variable are declared and defined at the beginning of the source file. Memory is allocated for the external variable when the program begin execution and remain allocated until the program terminates. External variable may be initialized while they are declared. However, initializer must be in a constant expression. The compiler will initialize its value only once during the compile time. In case of external variable is not initialized, it will be initialized to 0 by default. External variable have a global scope. Here the comparison of a storage class. The storage for storage specifier of auto, extern and then static is a main memory. The register is only in a CPU memory. And also initial value for this one is garbage value for auto and then 0 for extern and then 0 for static, last garbage for register. Then accessibility of this storage classes accessible within a function or a block in it is declared, that one is auto. But for extern it accessible within all program file that are part of the program. For static, accessible within the function or block in which is declared. It's for local variable. For global variable, accessible within the program it is declared. For register, accessible within the function or block which it is declared. So the lifetime of the storage specifier is exit when function or block in which it is declared is entered. Here exist through the execution of the program. For register for static, it retained between the function call or a block of entries. For register, it also in a end of the block.